Hetero? The first hookup app for oral pleasure? What the f? Is that bro? What is our world coming to? That's real.
Of course, it's real.
So people actually get on this app to
Do oral?
give head.
Only oral.
Yeah, that's STD Central. I keep seeing these hetero ads everywhere, and you know what? I'm gonna hit them up on Instagram, and I want to interview whoever's doing all this marketing, because I still can't fathom the fact that this is a hookup app for oral pleasure. It's literally an app to give head. And so I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I decided to shoot my shot right in their DMs. I wanted to talk to the person who was in charge of putting up the posters, or better yet, maybe talk to the person who runs the app, or the CEO. Who knows? I don't know who's going to DM me back, but hey, as long as they work for Hetero, I want to give them head. I want to get inside their head. Hey guys, can I ask you guys a question? So I don't know if you guys have seen these posters around South by Southwest called Hetero. Look at this poster. It's a hookup app where people give oral pleasure.
I love oral pleasure. Isn't that prostitution?
It sounds like it's free, so
Hetero.
I don't think it's prostitution because
Wait, what? Oh, you don't have to pay anybody.
Yeah, no.
What the fuck? Do you have to pay for the app?
No.
I think this. But the woman,
You're fucking contemplating downloading it.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I'm gonna download shit on that. Fucking Tinder, fuck that. Let's just go for what we want.
The more I thought about it, the more this guy was right. I mean, let's be honest. The only reason why the majority of us download dating apps in the first place is to get some head. Yet we have to swipe and cut through so much bullshit just to find what we want. And sometimes we never end up finding it. We even waste hours of our day to take these people out on dates just to discover that what they want is the complete opposite. It's exhausting. But with Hetero, we can find exactly what we want at the click of a button. And then I got an interview with the motherfucking founder. But first, I felt like I had to download the app just so I can get familiar with it first. Alright, I just downloaded Hetero right there. I gotta know what this app is about, you know what I'm saying? Before I interview the CEO. I'm kind of nervous. I've never talked to a CEO in my life. So I'm just basically doing my research, and that's all. Just research. Choose your display name. Barbie Murda. Who are you down with? Cis women, I guess? Well, you know what? Just to be fair, we'll do all genders. Alright. Every single one of these 50 genders. Jesus Christ. What is a two-spirit? What the fuck is a two-spirit? Hetero is for everyone. Stigma or shaming has no place here. STDs though, do they have a place here? You can rate your interaction with them based on our guidelines. So it's like Uber. Let's say someone's head game just is not there. You could just 1-star them. Okay, I'm in Hetero, as you can see. I'm gonna blur the screen because I don't want to expose these people, but there's real people on here, which is crazy. Here is a girl right here. I'm gonna just send her a message just for research purposes. Okay, disclaimer, research. Hey, what's up? Okay, actually I'm gonna send a bunch of messages to a bunch of girls and I'm gonna see what I get back, you know? Research, okay, research purposes. I decided to take a step away from the camera for a while because, as you know, really high effort research requires a lot of focus, and I just really couldn't do it with the camera on, so that's why I had it off. All right, I just finished all my research, and I think that I am ready for tomorrow. I'm gonna interview the CEO of Hetero tomorrow at 3 p.m., which is a pretty big deal. If you really think about it, like, he's a CEO. Mark Zuckerberg's a fucking CEO. So technically I'm interviewing Mark Zuckerberg tomorrow. Mom, I made it. It was the big day. The day where I interview the founder of Hetero. I was so nervous but excited at the same time. I headed downtown, and then I saw an event called Will We Still Be Having Sex in the Future? And I had to attend this. I thought that this would have great information that could relate to my interview with the founder of Hetero. Everybody was super weird in the room, but hey, how could they not be?
The reason that we are here is she's going to talk to us about will we have sex in the future.
I think people might prefer reservation to actual sex with other people.
A show of hands if you know what detection is as a preference. misogynistic person that prefers to use technology for their sexuality than connection with another human.
Bro. So she's basically saying that there's people out there that want to have sex with robots more than humans. That's how you know our world is ending. I mean, look at this graph. They predicted that by 2050, we're going to stop having sex completely. I thought sex was one of the greatest parts of life. And these people are saying that we're going to stop? What the I mean, I was getting my mind blown left and right in this conference, as well as everybody else. I mean, I took a look around and I could tell that all the other people were getting their minds fucked. And this conference was really popular. Like, there were a lot of people in here. So many people that these guys sat right in front of me, damn well knowing that I was filming. I mean, how do you not see me right there filming with my big ass camera? And there's empty seats right next to y'all. Why did y'all have to choose the seats that were right in front of me? I mean, bro, get out of here with your no sexual service shirt. That shirt's fucking dumb. What? You think you're gonna have girls coming up to you asking for your services or some shit? Bro, get out of here, man.
We've been doing research on blowjobs, for want of better phrasing, and part of that is understanding why people give blowjobs and why people don't receive blowjobs. One of the takeaways that I've seen so far is that it's a bit of a myth that people have sex for connection. There's an aspect of sex as transaction.
Okay, so that was probably one of the scariest panels I've been to. It's kind of weird that people are starting to, they said 2050 free from reproductive purposes completely. So just by 2050, we're gonna be not having sex at all. And at the end of the panel, the girl said that it's a myth that people have sex for connection. There's an aspect that people have sex more as a transaction. So intimacy is a myth. If somebody gives someone else head, they expect them to give them head back. And that's what hetero is. One for me, one for you. So hetero is probably ahead of the curve, and hetero is probably the future. Hetero is the next Apple. That conference really got me thinking, especially the part where she or he or they such them said that we have sex as a transaction. That made me look around and realize maybe everything we do as humans is for a transactional reason. And maybe intimacy and real love never existed. I mean, this girl is probably with this old guy for his money, and he's probably with her for, sexual intercourse. These two are probably only friends to get the privileges that come with both races. We pay employees money in exchange to have them do the heavy lifting for us. We're only nice to our waiters because they could spit in our food. And our waiters are only nice to us because, we could tip them. We only take pictures of our friends because we're gonna need some pictures too. And we post them to Instagram because we want to feel liked or whatever. And even I'm recording strangers to make a profit off YouTube, even though there's some people that keep getting on the fucking way. We only let friends borrow money because we know there's eventually going to be a time when we're broke and we're going to need them to cover for us. The only reason why we have families is just so that we don't feel lonely when we get older. Damn, that one was deep. Well, anyways, I need to get to interviewing the CEO already. I'm taking too long. So here we go. Here is the interview of the century. Hey, we'll just start rolling right away.
All right, cool.
Steven,
yeah.
I'm glad you took time to do this interview.
Of course.
And now that I had the CEO of Hetero in my presence, it was now finally time to get inside his head. Yeah, so my first question, I guess, is STDs.
Yeah.
How does that work? Like,
Yeah, I mean-
because this app is focused on giving head to each other.
Yeah.
How do you, I guess.
So within the app, you can immediately disclose, right, your STD status. We want to talk about these things openly. You should be getting tested regularly, right? It's not the end of the world if you get an STD, but not knowing that and spreading it to your partners is a lot worse, right? So
Do you think it's the end of the world if it's like AIDS?
I don't know, it's not.
No?
Of course.
I mean, you have it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, under our current medical kind of conditions.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, oral sex, the ability to transmit STDs, it's on the less risky end of the spectrum. But of course, go to your doctor, get checked out, right? That's the real path.
And this app, it seems to be like what Tinder, what Bumble is, but it's like honest.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Do you think that's where we're slowly trying to get to, is like kind of cutting through the bullshit, and like, you know, if somebody wants to hook up, there has to be a place where, you know, they go.
I very much think that that's where we're going, and I think that's where we need to go. You know, as long as there's consent, it's nothing but good, right? If there's safety and consent, sex is joyful. Sex, you know, expands our spirit. It's a soul enriching thing, right?
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is, for
You know?
sure. Where did you find the inspiration to make Hetero? Was there any like specific struggle that you saw in society, or like a specific night where you were like, I'm gonna make Hetero?
Yeah, there was legitimately a specific night where this
shit.
idea popped into my head. Yeah, I'd smoked some weed and I was chilling with my friend, and you know, we were talking about this and the idea popped in my head, and it was all at the same time. A hookup app for oral pleasure and the name Hetero literally was just one idea. So
some of these other dating apps like Tinder, Bumble, etc., they, you know, if somebody's too straightforward on those apps, sometimes they could be reported as being aggressive, or, you know, but on Hetero, like, is it possible to be too forward? Because the app's already like named Hetero. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get head on this app, but
Right.
like, is there any way that somebody can get reported for like being too sexual?
yeah, so that's a really great question. If you message someone in the app, that person can rate the interaction. There's a human being on the other end of that message, so probably better to start with, hey, how are you doing? You don't want to just jump right in. It's like you gotta see, like, are they into it? Flirt on the app, right? Like that's the way to do it. Then yeah, once you're both into it, like, poof, you know.
What fascinates you so much about oral sex? You know, why not just sex?
Yeah, I mean, there always has to be like a defining thing that pulls people there.
Yeah.
And while for us it was desire,
It was head.
It needed to be a little bit more, I felt like it needed to be a little bit more concrete. You know, for a lot of people, myself included, like oral sex is a big part of
Myself
things.
included. I think everybody included.
Right, yeah.
I guess that is a dumb question because everybody loves head. Everybody, if you walked up to anybody and offered them head, 100% of the time it would be yes. Let's say you were walking into a pitch meeting.
Yeah.
And let's say that pitch meeting was full of liberals, soccer moms, grandmas, woke college students, just everybody who might find this app offensive. How would you present this head-giving app to them?
Honestly, I present it exactly the way that I've presented it here.
Really?
You know, like, I think the first step is to believe in your mission, believe in your purpose, and honestly, I do. We're obviously being very cheeky, but what we're doing is really serious. So I don't believe in changing and shifting. Like, if you're not down with it, like, okay, go be you, you know, kind of thing. We're gonna be us, you know?
Yeah. And with this audience that you do have, what would you call that audience? Like, if you were to give them a name, head lovers, or like...
Yeah, I don't know. Oral pleasure enthusiasts is one way to put it.
There needs to be a more hip name.
Right.
Oral pleasure enthusiast.
Right, yeah.
No. I think like...
Yeah.
Like... Toppers.
Okay.
You know, they give top
Yeah.
or
Yeah, all right.
top, throat, neck. How else do people describe blowjobs? Blowies, fellatio,
Fellatio, yeah.
fellatioers.
Yeah.
No, that sounds
Well,
political.
you know, we've-
The last question. I just went to a panel in South by Southwest that was called Will We Still Be Having Sex in the Future? And one of them was working at like a sex company or something. She researches blowjobs.
Wow.
And she said that in her research, she found that people don't seek out blowjobs for connection and intimacy. People do that more as a transaction. And even hetero being more on the transactional side, like, do you think that that's more of where our society is going, more towards transactional sex rather than like taking them out to date, buying them dinner? And
I think that it could if that's the direction we collectively decide to go. I still think that there's no greater intimacy, including oral. I think that oral is actually one of the most intimate acts. You walk away from that with a connection. Like, I'm sorry, but you do. I met one of my best friends in exactly this way. It was a transactional kind of event for oral, and that person developed into one of my closest friends. And so I think these things are what you make of them. I think that it's a connection, and that connection can be really, really beautiful, and I hope that it's not just some transactional thing. Sex is the fundamental life force that we all share.
wow. Well, thank you, man. Thank you for the interview. Yo, guys, I just interviewed the CEO of Hetero. Yo, you will not guess what. I just interviewed the CEO of Hetero, Stephen Quadier.
The CEO of what?
Of Hetero.
What is hetero?
Hetero is a hookup app where people give each other head. Thank you for watching. I just got done editing. I also want to thank the sponsor of this video, Hetero. I'm just kidding. Imagine. No, but I was kind of poking fun at Hetero in this video, and I was poking fun at Steven. But after interviewing him, I realized what he's doing is very serious, like he said in the video. And he has a lot of passion behind what he's doing. So I want you guys to support Steven, and I want you to go to the App Store and download Hetero and leave a good review. Leave an amazing review. But again, this is not sponsored or paid for by Hetero in any way. Thank you for watching, and good night, America. Thank you. Hetero is basically a hookup app where people give each other head.